IELTS Speaking. Part 1. Topic: Weather. 1. What's the weather usually like in your country?
It really depends on the region, but overall, we experience a tropical climate. The country has two main seasons, the dry season and the rainy season. The weather is usually hot and humid, especially during the summer months. For instance, in the south, temperatures often go above 35 degrees Celsius during April and May.
2. Do you like the weather in your country?
Yes, I quite enjoy it. I'm used to warm weather and I like the sunshine. It makes me feel more energetic and puts me in a good mood. On sunny weekends, I often hang out with friends or do some outdoor activities like jogging or cycling.
3. What kind of weather do you like the most?
I really like cool and slightly windy weather. It feels refreshing and comfortable, not too hot or too cold. It's perfect for being outdoors without getting sweaty or chilled. In December, when the temperature drops a little, I love going for long walks in the evening.
4. Does the weather affect your mood?
Absolutely, it does. When the weather is gloomy or rainy for several days, I tend to feel a bit down or tired. On the other hand, sunny weather usually makes me feel happy and more productive. Last week, it rained nonstop, and I found it hard to concentrate or feel motivated.
5. Do you prefer hot or cold weather?
I prefer cold weather. Even though I live in a hot country, I enjoy the cool air and the chance to wear warm clothes. It's also more comfortable to sleep at night. When I traveled to Dalat last winter, I loved the chilly mornings and the need for a thick jacket.
IELTS Speaking. Part 1 topic: Text messages, Band 8.0 sample. Do you like texting?
Absolutely, I find texting incredibly convenient and efficient. It allows me to get straight to the point without having to engage in long phone conversations, especially when I'm in a rush. For instance, if I'm running late, I can just drop someone a quick message rather than call and explain everything.
How often do you send text messages?
Honestly, I text on a daily basis. It's pretty much my go-to form of communication. Whether it's chatting with friends, confirming appointments, or even contacting my professors, texting is quick and low pressure. Just this morning, I texted my classmate to double-check the time of our group meeting.
Do you prefer texting or calling?
That depends, but more often than not, I prefer texting. It gives me time to think through my responses and avoids the awkward silences that sometimes happen in phone calls. That said, if the matter is urgent or sensitive, I'd pick up the phone without hesitation.
Do you think people text more now than in the past?
Without a doubt. Texting has skyrocketed in popularity over the past decade. Thanks to smartphones and messaging apps, people can send messages instantly, wherever they are. In the past, people relied heavily on landline phones or emails, but now even official communication is done via messaging.
Have you ever misunderstood a text message?
Yes, I have. And to be honest, it was a bit embarrassing. Since texts lack tone and facial expressions, it's easy to misinterpret someone's intention or mood. I once thought a friend was being sarcastic when they were actually being sincere, which led to a pretty awkward conversation later on.
IELTS Speaking. Part 1. Topic: Geography. Band 8.0 sample. Are you interested in geography?
Absolutely. I've always been fascinated by the way geography shapes cultures, climates, and even human behavior. It goes beyond maps and locations. It gives you insights into how people adapt to their environment. For example, I recently read about how desert communities in the Middle East use architectural designs to keep cool without electricity.
Did you study geography at school?
Yes, I did, though I must admit it wasn't taught in the most engaging way. We mostly memorized facts and locations rather than exploring how geography affects the real world. I would have loved to learn more about natural disasters and how they impact global migration patterns.
Do you think geography is important?
Without a doubt, understanding geography is key to understanding world issues like climate change, urbanization, and resource distribution. It gives people a broader perspective on global challenges and encourages critical thinking. For instance, knowing how rising sea levels affect island nations can make people more aware of environmental responsibilities.
Do you look at maps often?
Yes, quite often, especially when I'm planning trips or just curious about a place I hear about in the news. Maps help me visualize where things are happening, and tools like Google Maps make geography more accessible. Just last week, I explored the Arctic region on an interactive map to understand how ice caps are melting.
Have you ever used a map on your phone to find a place?
Of course, it's practically second nature now. GPS navigation has become a lifesaver, especially when traveling to unfamiliar cities. I remember getting lost in Hanoi, but thanks to Google Maps, I found a hidden coffee shop that became my favorite spot,